Hello everyone, it is Susan here, and today I am bringing you my title page for 2020. I showed you there real quick that I did a little bit of sewing on that 4x6 card. Yeah, I still have red thread in my sewing machine from Valentine's Day, and you know what? I think it's going to be in there until it runs out. But I do have this the what would you call that? I don't know which. I guess a cut file that said happy. That well says happy that you can see. I did do a little bit of outlining so that it popped out a little bit more, and I've seen a lot of people use this 2020 wood veneer, and I love it. So I went ahead and grabbed one as well. And what I used, that glue, is art glitter glue, but I put it in a different tube or dispenser because my other one, I don't know, I messed it up. I totally messed it up. So this is I have two little Jane Davenport fine line bottles, and that's what I'm using, and so far it's working quite well. So because the background was so busy, I did even more outlining, and I was really happy with that. Very colorful for sure. And I wanted to add this paper clip that I received from Tracy. I love it. It's pink and it's a flower and it's 100% me. So this card, all I did was sew, and that is a painting. So that's on watercolor paint paper, and those are bluebells. And yeah, so I didn't want to do anything else. I did back it with a 3x4 card that had blue trim, so I thought that that was enough. And so this card right here, I'm looking at this collection from Simple Stories, the I Am collection, and I'm just pulling it out right now in case you hear some paper rattling in the background. Yeah, one of my favorite collections of theirs by far, and I was also using these chipboards by Echo Park. Super cool, super cool. And that washi tape, I'm fairly sure I got it from Freckled Fawn a while ago, but I've used it a few times in this album already, and I will use it again before this page is over. So I had left that middle in that little tag, that little hole up on top, and I wanted to put something there, so I put the little heart, and then I had that little red heart, so I put it on that vase for those pretty little flowers. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and outline this again. So I don't know if you've noticed or if you would notice or not, but well, yeah, my pen ran out right there. That wasn't what I was going to tell you, but I have to mention that because I've had these pens for a long time, and one finally ran out. It is the what is it called? It is called the Signo Uniball in black, and yeah, I bought a whole box of them. So I had another one on my desk, so I just grabbed it. But what was I saying before? See, you know what? I can't think about something else because then I forget what the heck I was talking about. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But that little piece says my story. And yeah, I like that. I'm still trying to remember what the heck I was thinking about. I don't know. Sorry, I have a little bit of the sniffles, so I apologize. Just try to ignore. So even though I have January and February already done, inserts and everything, and I also started actually printing my photos for January already, and it's only the 7th, I think, of January, maybe the 8th. But anyway, yeah, so I'm really loving this, but I never did the title page, so that's what this is. And yeah, I've been kind of collecting stuff for it for, a little while now. So it was fun to finally put it together. I know what I was going to say. That if it seems like my camera is moving, it is because it is. I am now, I set up a table. You might also notice that I'm working on a black table. Normally I work on a white top. But yeah, so the table that I'm using is a narrow table. It's probably, I don't know if it's 18 inches. Maybe, I don't think it's 2 feet wide. But it is about, I'd say, I don't know, I'm looking at it, 4 feet long, maybe 4 by 2. I don't know, something like that. And yeah, and I put it in my bedroom, and I'll explain that a little bit more. But this card right here, I did put the chipboard sewing machine because I did get a new sewing machine, so I'm excited about that. So I wanted to be sure that I documented about the sewing machine because to me this page is very reflective of what to find inside, right? So this little card right here, the 4 by 6, I typed on it. It has been 5 years since I have made a Project Life album. I am excited to start collecting family memories again in 2020. And I put a little chipboard typewriter. I wrote, I have a new typewriter to use. Like, so exciting. I've always wanted a typewriter, and now I have one. And I'm going to do some outlining. But anyway, back to my setup, my current setup. So I'm in my bedroom. I'm in front of a window. It's really nice. So I get to look outside. I brought all my stuff in from my living room because I have my desk in my living room. But the problem was this, that I love to watercolor. So what I was finding was when I felt like watercoloring, maybe it was almost like too difficult because I might have all of my Project Life stuff all over my desk. So I'm like, well, I can't continue doing that because I really enjoy, I enjoy both. I enjoy the watercolor painting as well as Project Life. So I knew I had to move Project Life out of my living room. So I have my typewriter in my room, I have my sewing machine, I have my 3-tier cart, I have this, I don't know, I'm going to say 2 by 4 folding table, and it's working beautifully. So now I can leave everything out on this table, Project Life related, and I can have all of my painting stuff out in the living room. So that little chipboard piece that I put on there says live for today. This card was extremely difficult to get done. Extremely. I took stuff off, put it on, took it off. Oh my gosh, I cut a lot of it out, so you're not going to see a lot of it. But these tile letters are from Feed Your Craft, and I bought all the colors that they have. I think all the colors. And yeah, so I really like the tile alphas. I do not use a lot of alphas. In fact, I'm sure you've heard me say how I don't like alphas, and I really don't. But for some reason, these tile alphas are so easy to use. Yeah, so I'm putting my last name up here. Because the card says memories last longer than a clean house. And of course there's a house on there, so I put Hiles because that's, yeah, it's like representative of our house. And then I just couldn't figure out what to do with this card. I just couldn't. I don't know. It was so difficult. It was so difficult. I'm going to let you just watch for a minute or two and listen to some music. I will be right back. So then I pulled out my trusty old washi tape, and it was just what that little card needed. You know, it didn't need a lot. It just needed something. Because it just seems so flat to me, right? I don't know, I needed something. So I was really happy with the way that that turned out. Yeah, so I'm really liking the look of this so far. So this is actually a painting of mine that I cut. So I'm going to show you here. It was a book page that I did some watercolor flowers on. And I cut out a 3x4, and I'm just going to back it with a 3x4 card, because otherwise that book paper is going to tear. And then of course, you know, I started putting it down and I didn't think it was quite right, but yeah, no way I wasn't going to get that off of that glue, that's for sure. So I'm just just cleaning it up a little bit. You know, it didn't fit exactly right. So I'm just trimming a little bit, and just gonna whatchamacallit, you know, do the corners so that they're rounded. And you'll see that my camera moves, and that's because my tripod in my bedroom is on my table. So when I move, it tends to jar the tripod. So I had gotten a phone call, and yeah, so my camera went off. So I ended up finishing this card without you seeing. So I put Faith on there, and that's a wood veneer, and the cross, and I used ink on both of them, and then I have 3 little clear gemstones, and I thought that was just perfect. So what I want to show you now, let me just kind of show you the page. I'll show you each little section. And then I'll see if there's anything I can add to what I already said, which I probably can't. But what I'm talking about now, or thinking about now, is how eclectic it is, right? So it's going to include very eclectic colors and wood veneers, and you know, my watercolor paintings. Just, you know, I want this title page to be reflective of what's going to be inside, right? So there's going to be sewing inside, just, you know, the pretty, you know, the colors with all the chipboards and all of that. And yeah, and then on that 4x6, you know, I will be using my typewriter inside. So as eclectic as this title page is, I still think it all goes well together. So let me know if you think it goes well together too. Let me know. And I want to thank you so much for being here and watching my video. Have a blessed week. All right, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.